Welcome back to What Remains of Edith Finch, y'all. We became a frog and swam down the drain. Obviously. Why wouldn't we do that? What do you think this is? You know...
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
So we found out we were pregnant. Here we are climbing
At
again.
the time, it was as far away as she could get. I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose two sons after she'd already lost two brothers.
Oh no, I skipped something. Crud. Can I go back up? Ah, I blew it. Hold on. Okay.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Don't forget to fly to India.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
I think you can make a pretty good living doing that. Not that anyone cares, probably.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
But yeah, plan B. Move to Japan or India to teach English.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Be quiet, Edith.
And to see kids in the house again.
Trying to talk about my backup plan if everything else fails. I'll teach English in another country.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
So we stacked some houses on top of some houses.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Of course not. The curse.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I don't suppose this was the way I was supposed to go. Probably be easier to go here and then go up. Yeah, I think we're supposed to head towards Milton first. Maybe. I just get so adventurous.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I wish I had a painting studio. I got no room for that though. Especially don't have a castle.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, it's a flip book. That's so cool. I'm gonna run out of black ink, dude. It's more like a hole with a doorknob instead of a door. You're telling me that's what happened, Milton?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Are you serious? He just climbed into a magic doorway? I mean, I believe it.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Well, you know, sealing the doors isn't gonna stop you from walking through magical doorways, so if I find that paintbrush, I'll find Milton.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Everything seems so sinister, but this game is not like a horror or anything. Ah, damn it. I gotta go all the way back around here. Yeah, this game's not like a horror game. There are moments that are kind of creepy. That's for sure.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Yeah, bro. Legalize it. Lewis was a hippie. This is a boat. This house is... This is more structurally unsound than I thought. Like a makeshift treehouse situation.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Oh yeah? I like this controller. It's like a Super Nintendo meets a DualShock.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Well, he was too high. You know? Smoking all this cereal. Out of a hookah? I'm no expert, but I don't think that's how that works. I think hookah is for wet tobacco. PBS redid their logo.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Oh no.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Thought that, yeah, fucking scared me, dude. Jesus. Thought that blood was mine.
At the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Did I put my hand in the choppy? What did my mind begin to? I'm reaching all over the place. Nothing's happening here.
wander.
Oh. Cool. It's like a video game. Supposed to do this and chop fish at the same time?
I asked him to describe it.
It's not so hard.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats.
Should probably pay attention to what you're doing, though. Whoops.
And things that have not names.
This is
He
cool.
knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
This is one of the most original games I've ever played.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Well, yeah, you can get your hand chopped off really easily. Which is probably where this is going. I don't know where to go. I just jump off?
I
Oh,
spoke
I
with
see.
his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Yeah.
Like a whole new Lewis.
It's like when I started bringing my Game Boy when I worked at Target.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Adoigus. So
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
he made his own like
Built the city up
RPG,
slowly, brick by brick.
or like it's not an
Then he
RPG, I
made
guess.
musicians.
What kind of video game would
And
this be?
songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band,
Ah, don't scare me, Tuba man.
and he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
This is the weirdest shit
He no
ever.
longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him
The chopper?
that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination,
Right.
so he could do whatever he wished.
Is
He
it just
held an election for mayor,
is it just me, or is the game getting to be more of the screen,
and he won.
and I'm just dissociating from reality more and more?
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Sorry. Peace
It
out,
became a
bros.
game for him.
Yeah, I'm totally dissociating from reality, and we all know where this is gonna end up.
Conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Lewistown. Lewisburg.
St. Louis.
Okay.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Right. Dissociating. I do it a lot.
Minneapolis, until one
Eh.
day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Hey, I'm trying to chop fish here, Mom. Don't you see? I just made Minneapolis.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Ooh, a handsome queen or a beautiful prince? I think I'm too late to turn.
handsome queen.
Alright, a handsome queen it is. Didn't realize I was making a choice there. Kinda made itself. Radiant rainbows or sinister serpents?
The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents. Cool.
sinister serpents.
So choose your own adventure. Look out, serpents. I'm on a mission.
He followed the sound of her
Electric sitar. I'm intrigued.
electric sitar.
What next? What happens next?
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Awesome.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Whoops. These fish are really starting to pile up. I gotta take care of this. Don't worry, I can do everything. I can do it all. Get back here.
He was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
I am a god. Yeah.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
It's a little
And then it
overwhelming.
struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Sure, that's healthy. To come to that conclusion. That's one a sound mind would
My
come to.
imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. Wow. That was some cool stuff. That was very cool. There's blood on the ground. There's a lot of blood. Wow.
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Huh.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Don't get your hand chopped off. You okay? Big guy? I'll be on my way to the cannery.
I still thought I could save him.
This doesn't look like
Even
safe
after
conditions.
he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Someone call the health inspector.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Is that a giant cat? Is it real? Will you be my friend?
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising me.
Thank God. Yes, you will be my right-hand man. My right-hand girl cat. Female feline. Counselor. Consigliere. The cat
His
counselor.
queen waited, holding his crown.
Sorry, I got carried away. Where's my crown at?
There was only one thing left to do.
Get myself canned.
Bend down his head.
Oh, nose. Oh, dear. Oh. Wow.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Jesus. That was the coolest shit ever and also quite ghastly.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Seemed like a cool dude. Let's see what else we can get chopped off today. I feel as if this game
On the way
is
back from
okay.
Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Yeah, you just go ahead. I didn't realize the middle of my sentence was going to interrupt the beginning of yours, but that's cool. Just going to say something else in like 5
She
seconds.
waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Right. I guess I'll just wait for you to
I'm not
finish.
sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Okay. I was gonna say is I
But it
feel
had to
okay.
end one way or another.
I feel as though
All
this
that's left now was to
fucking
tell you about that last last night.
Stop talking. Just complete, like, one thought. For Christ's sake. Game's almost over, it seems like. That's what I'm trying to say. Feels that way. Is this a quill pen?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
This is spooky. Okay.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
It's not a fire hazard at all. I end up pointing out fire hazards in every single game I play.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Pretty nifty.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
The thing.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Whoa.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
This is cool.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Well, it's sort of just straight ahead, so...
I got turned around.
Really? How is that possible?
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Where are you going? Need a ride.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Dragons?
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Aww.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Is that your thing, wearing, like, fingerless gloves?
A few years went by.
Oh, this is cool. Swoosh.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Am I giving birth? Is that what this is?
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it.
What?
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Say what?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
And I was dead the whole time. Wow. Well, I've never played a game like this before. But wait, didn't I miss some family members? Hold on a second here. Turns out I missed 2 family members. We can't let that stand,
Home's
guys.
like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Don't know how I missed that the first time.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
And we also missed Gus. So let's find Gus. How the hell did we miss this?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard. before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
This is so cool.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
This is neat.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Could you talk a little louder?
Make this bride.
Wow. A weird totem pole right here.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here.
Whoa.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Ah. Take that, Dad. Gotcha. This is not, like, flying a kite is
Wind
not
picked
this
up,
easy.
And panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
What a bunch of wusses. I want a kite up in your tent. No. Oh no, my kite's in a tree. This is a really resilient kite. Wow. This is a very powerful kite.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Rock on, bro. Give me all your chairs. Oh, this kite's getting kind of heavy. Whoops. Sorry, guys.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Ooh.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
Neat.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Okay. Alright. The end of everything. Alright, guys. Sorry I went a little out of order there. They kind of forced my hand, though. But, you know what? It wouldn't be an adamduh Let's Play if I didn't fuck something up, so... There you go, at least I got all the stories. And, what a cool game. Like, really cool. Why are you washing that baby in the sink? That's silly. That's a silly thing to do. Trying to cut back on the water bill. So, I hope you guys like this. I recommend this game. It's pretty cool. I mean, if you're into exploration and story-rich games, this is a great one. It's probably one of the best I've ever played. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this series, go ahead and like it. Only if you liked it. You don't have to pretend. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.